So, Boda, how you doing today? You will fall off a cliff in style. Well, that's an unusual name. Hello, Jackie. How you guys doing? Hope your day's going well. I'm a little bit more prepared today, but you guys can hear me, right? Just want to make sure. What do I say? Hello, wow, a lot of new people here. Hello, Bear. Welcome. Yeah, I don't recognize your name, so you must be new. So, welcome. Hey, what's up, Sheen? Have I seen Saw X? I've seen clips of it. I wouldn't really consider myself the biggest Saw fan. I think I stopped after the third one, so I don't really know what's happened since then. You eat sauce daily, to be honest. If you were president, what would be your slogan be? Well, boom, I wouldn't have a slogan because I would not want to be a president. That is not a fun job. In fact, I think that a job like that is very overrated, and you have to have some real mental problems to want to be president, if I'm being honest. You're Penguin from the last stream? Okay, it's just when it comes to names, it's just easier for me just to go by the name I see, so I do apologize. Okay, but you decided to change your name? Okay. Have I seen The Expendables 4? No. I stopped after the second one. I didn't even see the third one. But from what I heard and from what little I saw of it, it was not good. It was not good at all. I actually haven't had a lot of time to play Spider-Man 2. I'm being honest. I just got back from a dentist appointment. I got home. I have the game, and I'm trying to work on content and find time to play it. So I might play it later today, maybe. But on top of that, I've been playing Metal Gear, and I think I played Lords of the Fallen for like 30 minutes, and I quit playing, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, I don't. So I immediately returned it. So I don't gotta worry about Lords of the Fallen. So right now I'm playing through Metal Gear while trying to come up with ideas for videos, film those videos, edit those videos for you guys, and then maybe later today I'll start playing Spider-Man. But I already know the story. I think even without playing it, I have an idea of the score I'm already gonna give it. And I'm not sure. I don't think it's gonna change, but I have an idea of what I would already give it. What song sums up me personally? Oh, personality? Easy. I would go with either Linkin Park's Breaking the Habit or Somewhere I Belong. I would probably say that's my favorite song of all time. That perfectly describes my mindset right now. I should what's my guilty pleasure? Watching really crappy movies. That's a guilty pleasure. What is the worst song you've ever heard? Mine is either H by Elton John or Alone Against... what's that stupid Rebecca Black song, Friday? That was pretty bad. What's my next video, Sheen? I think it's one of the Halloween ones you recommended. I think it was like one of the scary ones, like top 5 Halloween videos. And I ended up losing the list, unfortunately. It got accidentally deleted when I was moving some files around, so I got to come up with a new list. But I do know that video idea was yours. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas for future videos you'd like to see, please let me know, and I will immediately type them down, and I will make sure to copy them on a jump drive so that in case I move them around, it won't get lost again. So I do apologize. All right, what is my least favorite country? I don't know. I've only been to 3. I've been to Europe because I was born there. Then I've been here, and then I went on a week-long trip to Taiwan. So I don't think I've traveled the world enough to kind of come up with what countries I about me. What's a misconception about me? Huh. Hmm. I guess a misconception about me is that I think some people don't find me too interesting. I think I'm just kind of shy at times. Like I'm not the kind of person to start up a conversation. But if you start a conversation up with me, I'm typically very good at keeping it going. I'm not I wouldn't be I would put it this as in the sports world, let's say NBA, I would not be considered a starter. I'm more of a closer or someone who could keep things going. I would say. What game do I prefer, Uncharted or Batman Arkham games? Oh, easily Batman Arkham games. Easy. Much better story, and not as linear as Uncharted is. Yeah. You saw some gameplay from Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake. I did not see that. I kind of don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. I want to stay as far away from that as possible right now. For me, who played Elden Ring and Bloodborne and beat both of them, pathetic. I didn't play Elden Ring, and much like Lords of the Fallen, I think I played Bloodborne for like an hour, and I realized, yeah, this isn't for me. I don't think games like Souls games are for me. I think the only Souls like game I've played in recent time are probably the Jedi Fallen Order games. Like those would be considered technically like Souls games, but in Star Wars. So I think if it's you do something like that, that's something I'll stick with. But if you try to go with like a traditional Soul style game, then probably something I wouldn't play. And the crazy thing is, I really thought Lords of the Fallen, I thought that was attached to Lord of the Rings. It wasn't until later I found out no, it's its own franchise. Which I was like, this looks so much like Lord of the Rings. I was like, oh, but it's not. Am I going to play Super Mario Wonder? No, I will not, unfortunately. What is my least favorite country and why? I don't. Again, I don't have a least favorite country because I haven't traveled the world enough. I mean, that would be a question to ask my dad, because the question you would ask him is not what countries he's been to. You should ask him what countries he hadn't been to. My dad had been to so many countries that even we're not sure of where he'd been. He'd been in so many places that it's definitely in the double digits. I mean, but me, I've only been to 3 countries, so I can't really pick which one I didn't like the most. Do I hate Final Fantasy X too, like me, or do I think it's overhated? I don't really know why people hated it. It's not as good as 10-1, of course, but I don't think it hurts the story. I like it. It's I have fun with it. I just don't think it's as good. But heck, there are definitely some things in there that I really really like. A lot of things that I still do. That there's a couple of traditions that I got from 10-2 that I still follow to this day. But yeah, I don't. I think that games. I think 10-2 gets way more hate than I think it deserves. I think it's fine, and you have to understand that really was the first time that they'd done a direct sequel to a game. That was a new thing for Square, so I give them a little bit of slack. I'm doing okay, Bear. I'm doing okay. Okay, it's Sean. Okay, I'll remember that. It's just yeah, it's just how it's like Sheen, but okay, I'll try to remember that. Uh, Broken thoughts on the new Delta? No, I don't want to watch it. Don't want to watch it. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that at all. So the less I see of that, the better. It may end up I may end up giving it just the RE4 remake treatment and just like pretend it doesn't exist, because I played the demo of that and it felt wrong, and then I went back and played the original, and I was just like, oh my god, like this isn't even Resident Evil 4 anymore. It's like it's completely different. And then what they did to the story, ooh. I was just like, stop remaking my favorite games. It's like I can think of my top 5 favorite video games of all time, and I think the only one that might not get remade is 4, which is Metal Gear Solid 3, Final Fantasy X, Metal Gear Solid 4, Dead Space 2, and Resident Evil 4. 2 of the 3 have been remade. I'm hoping they don't touch Dead Space 2. I would prefer Dead Space 4. I'm terrified to death that they'll touch Final Fantasy X. That would be a disaster. And I don't think they would attempt to remake 4. I don't think they would. That sounds like a very, very distant plan that at some point I think they'll just forget about it. What is the first and most common thing you think about every morning? Did I wake up and... What's the first thing that comes to my mind? Did I wake up on time? Are my alarm clocks working? That's kind of the first thing that comes to mind because, I have to wonder, did I get enough sleep? Like, working 2 jobs is like, is 3 or 4 hours, do I feel well enough to do 2 back-to-back 8-hour shifts? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. My video ideas are Christmas movies, top 10, favorite PlayStation. Okay. Let me type that down just for now. Yeah, Christmas might be a ways off. So, but just as a heads up, Die Hard's obviously my #1 favorite Christmas movie of all time, and that is a Christmas movie. Oh yes, PS2 games. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Sean, I have your ideas already saved up, and I'm already copying them to a jump drive just as a precaution. What food you didn't like as a kid that you like now? Ooh, that I did like, or I didn't like as a kid. I don't know. I can't think of anything like that I didn't like as a kid. I don't know. I don't think my eating taste has changed all that much since I was a kid. Yours is probably China. I'll be honest. China's never been on my list of locations to visit. Russia has been. Oh, I would. I mean, when this whole thing kind of calms down, I wouldn't mind visiting Russia. There's definitely some places in Russia I would love to visit. I'm a big World War II fan, so I'm like history buff kind. So like World War II is like a big period of time I always like to just study it and learn more about. So there's definitely some spots in Russia I would love to visit and see for myself. How was it? How was living in Vegas? I wish I was here last week to see Green Day, my favorite band. Vegas, I'll be honest, I'm tired of Vegas. I've been trying to move out of Vegas for a long time. I mean, if you ever want to come to Vegas, go right ahead. But just from my personal experience, Vegas kind of, to me, has always felt like it's the kind of place you want to visit, but I wouldn't want to stay here. Like if I was gonna pick a place to raise a family, I would not pick Vegas. I just don't think there's enough to do with kids. It really is an adult town. I think the only thing we have here that's kid friendly is perhaps Circus, which is downtown, and that's about it. There's really not like if you're bringing like a bunch of adult friends, there's plenty to do. But if you're just bringing kids, yeah. However, they did just open up that Sphere Theater that's been on the internet a lot. I finally got to see what it looks like inside from some videos, and I've never actually been to a concert, but if there's like a really interesting concert that happens there, I actually would at least like to experience that place on the inside once. It looks pretty incredible. All right, Sean, you saw the new Guardians of the Galaxy and gave it a 10 out of 10. I didn't see it, so I'm glad you liked it. Never knew you were born in Europe. That's cool. Yeah, I was actually born in England. My dad was in the Air Force, and he was stationed there for a bit, and I was born over there. So I technically have 2 citizenships still, which is crazy. Yeah, and I think we were there for like a year, and then we moved over to Florida, and we stayed in Florida for a year, and then we moved here to Vegas, and they stationed my dad here at Nellis, and I think that's where he retired. So yeah. Any other like Iran? I will say I would not want to visit any place in the Middle East. So I mean, I don't think I know enough to say I dislike those places, but I think I know enough about certain places in the world where it's like, you know what? I don't really feel there's nowhere in the Middle East I want to visit. Like, there's nowhere in Africa I want to visit. I don't have anything bad to say about those places, but it's just like there's nothing there that interests me. Like, there's no places in certain parts of the world. Like, I have no interest in visiting like places like, Vietnam or South Korea. I don't or anywhere in South America. Like, there's just I got nothing bad to say, but there's just nothing in those areas that has anything I'm interested in seeing that I can't see on the internet. At this point, you can see any part of the world anytime you want with the use of the internet. You can see all these different places without having to leave the comfort of your home. Fact about a film that was gonna be my movie date was that's interesting. Who was my first celebrity crush? Well, I'm not sure she counts as a celebrity crush. I'm not sure if she counts, but maybe you guys know this. I do recall Amy Jo Johnson, who was the first Pink Ranger of Power Rangers. I think that counts. I mean, I was 5 at the time, so thinking back to those days, it'd be like, yeah, I think I knew even before knowing what the term meant. I think that was the moment I knew I would never be gay, which is a good thing. So I guess the Pink Ranger, but the same thing went for my brother too. We both had a crush on Kimberly, so I guess that counts. Do I have a friend who acts like is how Speed? I don't know what that means. What is one thing I would change about my appearance? Oh, easy. I would easily want to be taller. I would add another at least 4 inches. I would want to be as tall as my brother. Like, I'm 5'8", 5'9" on a good day. My brother's at least 6 feet tall, and he wishes he could be at least 6'2". So I would at least want to be at least minimum 6 feet tall. That's one thing about my appearance I would change. What is my most vivid childhood memory? Ooh. I think some of my most vivid memories I have are probably of my grandpa. On my mom's side. To this day, I still know where his house was. He lived here in Vegas. I know I would know how to get there from anywhere in the city. Those are definitely some of my earliest memories. Is hanging out with my grandpa. He was sick a lot, and apparently I went to his funeral, but I literally have no memory of going. But I do remember very vividly, very very clearly, spending time with him. He was from what I can remember, he was really nice. Have I ever heard of a Star Wars project Ragtag? It's a canceled game that had elements from Uncharted. No, I don't know if it's Ragtag Project. I know of Star Wars 1313, and that was similar to Uncharted. I know about that. I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing, but in terms of a Project Ragtag, no, not familiar with that. I didn't say it. What are my thoughts on? I don't know who that is. Rocket. RR. I don't. Of that. I don't know who that is. Which of these 2 sequel movies are your favorite? The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, or Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back? It's not one of my favorite. Neither of them are my favorite movies, but which one would I would say I would like more? I would watch more. I would definitely go with Empire Strikes Back. I think I've seen Chronicles of. I think I've only seen this. I think I've only seen that one out of the Narnia films. I've only seen that once, and I thought it was just okay. But I haven't seen either the first one or the third one. I think there's 3 of those. I've only seen that one. I only saw it once. I just thought it was okay. What is my favorite movie quote? Oh God, there's so many, so many. I'm not sure if it's a quote, but it was from V for Vendetta, and I think my favorite line is, "Artists use lies to tell the truth." I think that's a quote. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that one sticks to me a lot. I tend to recite that a lot to people I know. What if Square remake Kingdom Hearts 1? No, no, they couldn't do that. Uh, it. uh, the problem is I think because they've stripped out all the Final Fantasy. So if they remade Kingdom Hearts 1, they would just rip out all the Final Fantasy stuff again. And so like you would rip out the very concept that Kingdom Hearts was first born in. Like Kingdom Hearts is like completely unrecognizable to me. Like I don't even recognize it anymore. Like the best aspects of that series are gone now. So yeah. What habit would I like to give up? Sleeping too much. Yeah, I think working so much causes me to sleep a lot more than I should, which takes time away from trying to create content, which I'm not happy about. I think if I was back down to a one job schedule, I would have more time to work on content, but it really is draining. Like for like 3 or 4 days in a row, it is literally wake up, go to job one, drive to job two, come home at like 4 or 5 in the morning, get 3 hours of sleep, and wake up at 8 and do it all over again for like 3 or 4 days. And so it's like the lack. It's like the lack of sleep that I get builds up to when I don't have to wake up so early, and so I sleep more. And so I sleep more to make up for the hours I've lost over the last 3 or 4 days. And I think that is a habit that I really want to get rid of. Like sleep is good, but like sleeping too much like stops me from being productive, and I liked being productive. What movie that made me cry? Terminator 2 and Toy Story 3. Harry Potter or Deathly Hallows 1 almost got me if I didn't know Dobby was going to get killed. Had I not known that, had I not read the books first, Dobby's death would have got me. But I knew it was coming, so I was ready. I almost broke, but I held it off. But I do know definitively Terminator 2 and definitely Toy Story 3. What is one thing or person you can't live without? My brother. No question. Easy. I would not be alive if it wasn't for him. Do you think Anne would want to touch the vampire killer once she learned about what it did to John Morrison? Hello, by the way. Are you talking about Castlevania? I'm assuming you must be talking about Castlevania. Maybe. I think anyone can use that whip, so I don't think it matters. Have I seen Fast 10? No, dear God, Jackie. God, no. Oh, no. I stopped watching after the 7th one. It got... I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the Fast series anyway, but after that, it's just like, what's the point? They're just getting dumber and dumber. I mean, we're going to space. John Cena's a Toretto, even though him and Vin Diesel don't look anything alike. And then it got even more crazy with the 10th one, with Jason Momoa supposed to play some character connected to a movie that happened like 10 years ago. It was like, where are these characters just popping up? and we're supposed to acknowledge that Brian is still alive. Like, just recast him at this point. Like, knowing what we know about Brian from the previous 6 movies, there is absolutely no way he would be on the sidelines while the rest of his crew are out doing all this crazy stuff. That goes against everything we've seen from the character. It's like, just recast him at this point. Like, stop beating around the bush. Like, trust me, if an actor dies, I'm a firm believer of this. I'm a firm believer that if an actor dies, if the character lives on, you can recast the character. I'm perfectly fine with that. You don't have to do this whole thing. Like they did this in Black Panther. I didn't even see the new Black Panther, but they turned a real issue into a story element, and I think that just distracted from the film. Like, trust me, if you have any respect for this character, like if I played a character and I was really good with it, I wouldn't want that character to die because I passed away. I would want another good actor to carry that on, and then just be part of the legacy, and then make the character their own. That's what I think. What is the favorite concert from the past I would like to have gone to? Oh dear God, I would have loved to have gone to a Meteora concert. However, I recently got to watch a Michael Jackson performance that he did in Russia in '97, and holy shit, this, I don't know who did the editing for this, but this thing looked crisp in 4K. Like, they need to hire whoever did this to do a whole concert in it. Like, this concert looks super sharp. Like, if you hadn't told me this came out in '97, this looks like this concert could have happened maybe less than 5 years ago. It looked that good. And it was using different angles that I didn't even know existed. Like, I had seen multiple different performances of Billie Jean, but I had never seen it like this before. But, like, that was incredible. But yeah, I would probably go to a Linkin Park Meteora concert. Easily. Huh? Story behind your video that has 43 million views. It was a test video. This was before I even had a capture card. And that was back when I was playing Just Dance. And I actually just got back to start playing Just Dance again. And I just wanted to record me dancing to Ghostbusters, and I uploaded it. And that was on PlayStation 3. And and again, this was before I had a capture card. And then when I got a PlayStation 4 and they had the feature where it can record gameplay, I just did that one, but I did it with the motion control. So the PlayStation 3 version, I was using the remote. And the PlayStation 4 version, I was actually using the camera. And that was it. There is no story behind it, and even to this day, I don't know why it has hundreds, like millions and millions of views, and it still gets hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views a month. Like, my channel has really been living off of that video for like a decade now, and I'm trying to get like more views towards other videos. Besides Seto Kaiba, what are my other favorite Yu-Gi-Oh characters from any franchise? Like Vegeta. Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho. Characters who are just not the main characters. Those are the characters I kind of gravitate towards. Hello, Vengeance. How are you doing? What is something that I'm afraid of and it isn't really scary? I guess, well, it may not scare a lot of people, but it scares me. Deep sea diving. That scares me. That's something I would never do. I've seen too many videos of people dying because of drowning, and that is definitely like a top 5 way I would not want to die. Same. You love World War II? Okay, I'm glad we got another history buff in the chat. That's great to hear. Did you hear that Mission Impossible 7 Dead Reckoning Part 2 got delayed? Yeah, I heard. That's basically just, this actor strike is still going, and from what I heard, I think tactically, I think they released Mission Impossible 7 at the wrong time, because Barbie and Oppenheimer completely destroyed that film, and I think that movie lost money. So I think moving forward, like, if you're gonna release these like big budget films, you need to release them in a period where there's distance between it and another big opening. I think they didn't take that into account. They just figured, oh, if we just show Tom Cruise doing another crazy stunt, that's enough to bring people in. But this period is really, really bad in releasing big time films. Like, if you release them back to back to back to back to back, there are gonna be some serious casualties. You want your movie to have legs. Do I believe in ghosts, and have I seen any? I don't necessarily believe in ghosts, and no, I haven't seen any, but I will admit that I have had moments where I've seen or felt things I couldn't explain. Not sure it's a ghost, but there's definitely something to it. Like there's certain things that you just don't do. Like you have like we have this sixth sense of like there's some things we shouldn't do, like an instinct. And sometimes we will experience things. Like I've definitely had a few moments where I could have sworn I saw my dad. Like years after he died. I was like I called my mom. It's like, Mom, I could have sworn I just saw Dad. It was weird. And she says that something like that had also happened to her when her dad passed, when Grandpa passed. Like she would, like for a few years after passing, like she would like see someone that looked just like Grandpa, and she would go up to them like in a rush, and it would turn out not to be him. But like, yeah, I've had moments like that. I mean, hey, what's up, Phantom Says? How you doing? Thanks, Caleb. I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing fine. Hey, what's up, Zach? Welcome to the chat. Do I have any T-shirts you won't wear again, but you won't get rid of? Yeah. Yes, I have some T-shirts. It's not that I won't wear them again. It's just I don't fit them anymore. Like, I have a United States Marines shirt that I have the BSAA patch. I had my dad sew it into the side sleeve. And the reason I won't wear that anymore is I just can't fit it anymore. Because I got that when I was in college, when I was like 18. So I've grown a bit more since then. So like I can't really fit like medium-sized shirts anymore. So that's why I've upgraded to like large shirts, like stuff like that. Yeah. You finished Spider-Man 2 the same day it came out, and you got the platinum for it a few days ago. Oh wow, that's cool. So would you say, Vengeance, that it's a game you can platinum pretty easily? I think the problem for me is simply that I don't have time to put like that many hours strictly into a game anymore. That's always been my biggest challenge. Okay, least you are not Jack. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. Have I read about Heisenberg's Habs? I don't know, Black Wolf. You're gonna have to give me some details on that. That does not look familiar to me. What is my favorite and worst dream? I'm not sure I have like a favorite dream. I think a favorite dream, I guess my best description of a favorite dream would be just me just hanging around people I care about. I think one of the worst dreams I can recall is, I don't know, it was like, I don't know, best way I can describe it is I was on this bus and it was going over a cliff. And I don't know how I got into the bus, but like my dad was on the bus too. And I was trying to save him, and I had to watch him go off the cliff on this bus knowing he died. And like the minute I knew he was dead, I woke up. And I'd had that like for a period of time. And this was after he had passed, so that was even weirder. Like if it happened before, maybe that was a sign, but no, this happened afterwards. So the fact I had that dream for years, a few times after he passed was something I was very just uncomfortable with. Would I like to see India? No, I would not. Gee, I would not like to go visit India. What kind of lightsaber would I make? I would make something similar to what Exar Kun had. Have I played Lost Planet, Sean? No. However, there is one Lost Planet game I would like to play, but it's on PlayStation 3. So I was thinking if I had time, I would like get a copy of it off of eBay and try that one. Alright, Boone. What's my favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Okay, well, I typically would love to get pancakes for breakfast, pizza for lunch, and I don't know, I guess a hot dog for dinner, perhaps. Have I played Just Cause? I have seen that game, but I've never played it, Sean. If Phantom Pain wasn't a numbered entry in that franchise and it was treated like a spin-off game, would I be more accepting of it? Yes, I would. I would treat it like something similar like Acid, where it's its own thing. We're the same with the Pink Ranger. I think anybody who's my age, who grew up in the '90s and watched my Morphin Power Rangers, if you, I will be, I can't, I don't know any guy who didn't have a crush on Kimberly. If power to your house was lost for 5 days, what would I do to keep myself busy? We lost power. I think I'd go to work. Like if power's out at my house, I would just go to work. I mean, I'm assuming there's power there. And when I'm here, if I'm not playing games, I would just sleep, or I would work out. Like, here's something I picked up recently. I don't know. I don't know. I picked up this push-up board recently, and the cool thing about this is it has all these different slots and positions that I can remove these handles in, and I can move them around, and it actually tells you what part of your body it works out, depending on where you put the handles. So, like, if I want to work on back, I go with yellow. I work on chest, I go with blue. Triceps would be green. Shoulders is red. I've been using this for like the past week, and I've definitely been feeling it. So I don't know. I would probably find just ways of working out, just stuff like that. Just stay productive. If I didn't have power for a week, yeah. How is Spider-Man 2 treating you? Again, haven't had time to play it. If you discovered something magical, would you keep it to yourself, or would I share it with others? Definitely keep it to myself. For a while. Why was Star Wars 1313 canceled, Sean? I have no idea. I don't know why it was canceled. It looked really good. But heck, I don't know. Oh, Rocket, I thought you were talking about a person. Oh, Havada Kedavra. Oh, I was just reading that wrong. I thought that was a name. Oh, that's a spell. Okay, what are my thoughts on it? Well, it's the killing curse. It kills people, so... I mean, it was pretty useful in Hogwarts Legacy. There were some funny instances where... it is a very useful ability in some key fights, I will say that. But it's a shame that Hogwarts Legacy didn't have, like, a morality system. And however, it was funny if you used it in front of teachers. Like, there were some funny reactions. Like, teachers would be like, where did you learn that? Or, oh, like, you're so glad I'm not an aura anymore. Like, the reactions like that I thought were funny. What is my favorite movie that starred Ethan Hawke? Ooh. Ethan Hawke. What's my favorite movie of his? Have you seen the movie Daybreakers? The vampire movie. I think that's definitely the one of his that he was the lead that I liked the most. A lot of people would say Training Day, but no, that was definitely Denzel stole the show for that one, and I do believe he won the Oscar for Training Day. So yeah, definitely Daybreakers. Hey, what's up, Vampire A? What's up? Welcome to the chat. Robert Oppenheimer here. I believe he has been dead for at least 30 years, so I doubt it. Thoughts on the classic film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Oh, that's classic. That is a classic film. I watched it a lot growing up, and I still love it to this day. It's a shame they don't make Wonka candy anymore, or at least they don't make it in the types of capacity they used to in the 2000s. I do remember there was like a lot of Wonka candy. How am I doing, Vampire A? I'm doing okay. How's your day going? What is one change about Arkham City, by the way? Okay, what is one change about Arkham City, by the way? It's my favorite in a 10/10. What's one change? I would shorten the ending. I think my biggest problem with that one is that it by the end it felt like it was rushing. Like, you have to remember, by the end it's like there's like 4 different things going on here. You have being infected by Joker, having to deal with Catwoman. they throw in. Holy shit! I forgot his name all of a sudden. No, no. I remember. They throw in Hugo Strange. They throw Ra's al Ghul. They throw in Clayface. It's like there's just too many things happening in that last third. It's just like, just take a couple things out. Like Batman being poisoned by the Joker and needing to find a cure. That's stressful enough as it is. But then you throw in Hugo Strange, who apparently knows his identity as Batman, and then Ra's was supposed to be dead and he's not, and then Talia shows up, and then we bring in Clayface, and then we still have to worry about Catwoman and what she's doing with Two-Face and Penguin. It's just like, I just felt like the ending was so cluttered. It just was cluttered. That was the thing that stopped that from becoming a 10 out of 10. Which is why, to me, I always felt Arkham Asylum was a much simpler game. It was a basic principle of, okay, yes, you've improved with gameplay, and you've made things bigger, but by making things bigger, you've introduced flaws that were not present in Arkham Asylum. So although Arkham Asylum's gameplay-wise and just overall size-wise is smaller, it took out the amount of wiggle room for errors that were never present. And I don't have any complaints or errors for Arkham Asylum, which is why to this day, it still remains my favorite of the Batman series, Arkham games, and why that made it in my 10 out of 10 and Arkham City didn't. How did Batman get his Joker hallucinations in Arkham Knight? Well, you have to remember that when he did a blood transfusion with Batman to put some of his blood in Batman, and though he cured it, he still had the Joker's blood in his body. That, I think, was the primary reason for the hallucinations. I think that was explained. If you were a celebrity and chose to get away from it all for one day, where would I go and what would I do? I would go home and I would sleep. I wouldn't go on social media. I wouldn't go on the computer. I would just go home and I would sleep. When you finish Spider-Man 2, have a video idea for you. Top 5 suits. Okay. I'll write that down. Suits. Spider-Man. Okay. I will get to that as soon as I have time to beat Spider-Man. What do I think is a version of classic Star Wars quote, "May the Force be with you"? Better yet, may not have been with bad guys. Wait, what? What do I think of the... I don't quite understand your question, how you typed it up. It's like, what? Like, it's so weird. I have to say these slowly, and even then I can't really understand the question. It's like, what do I think of this version of a classic Star Wars quote, "May the Force be with you"? Better yet, may it not be with the bad guys. I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to simplify that for me, Zach. Have I played Resident Evil Survivor? No, I have not. Winter Ghost, sups? How you doing, Winter Ghost? I'm doing great. How you doing? What is the best and worst place to take a woman on a date? Ooh, I think it depends on the woman. I mean, like, what's a place I wouldn't take her to? I think on a first date, I would probably take her to... Well, for number one, I would make... here's a tactic that I learned from someone. I've never actually practiced it myself. But if you're going to go on a restaurant, make 3 reservations, have the lady pick. I think that by going through the trouble of making 3 arrangements, you kind of show her, like, you like to be... You like to plan things ahead, but you want her input on your choices that you have already set. So I think that's a cool tactic to do. So yeah, I guess it just depends on the lady, because all women are different and want different things. What the heck? Walked into another rant. That's not really a rant. I don't know. I don't dislike Final Fantasy IX. I just thought it was forgettable. It's not bad. Just because a game's forgettable doesn't make it bad. There's just nothing about it worked for me. You want to know something crazy? Some absolute madman took instrumental from Lollipop by Lil Wayne, featured Static Major, and made a rap Wario car. Okay, Black Wolf. Okay. Jeez. Oh, tell me it's just community. Yeah, it's just community. What is my favorite country that is a part of the UK? North Ireland, Wales, or England? I guess by default England, because that's where I was born. That's a weird question to ask. Again, I've not traveled the world enough to pick, and I have no memory of England. I was there for a year, and I was a baby. I have no memory of Florida. What advice would you give yourself back when you were a kid? Ooh. You gotta be specific. As a kid, I think one advice I would probably give myself would be... I don't think I have any advice to give myself as a kid. As a kid, my childhood was pretty positive. Teenage years, I would have some advice, but I'm not sure if you want to know about that. Favorite comic book movie? Oh, obviously it's The Dark Knight, but I don't call that a comic book movie. Obviously. Have I seen the Maze Runner movies? No, Boda, I have not. And how much time we got? Holy snap, almost 15 minutes already. Didn't that went by fast? No, I'm not. Am I a Death Note fan? Yes, I am. However, that live-action Netflix film that they did was a complete abomination. If I were a door-to-door salesman, what would I sell? Cookies. Although that does sound weird coming from a guy. Usually girls will sell cookies. So I don't know, maybe insurance or something. Soul of Sparta. What are my initial thoughts on the Sneaky remake? Gameplay, it was shown a bit ago. I'm not going to play it. I don't want to play it. I think this is going to be a big middle finger to Kojima, and I do not approve of that. What is my favorite saga from Dragon Ball Z? Ooh. The Namek period. I think that would be my favorite from that era. Thoughts on Black Adam and Blue Beetle? I didn't see either one of those, Jackie. I avoided those. Will you love history? Okay, that's good to know. No need to brag about it. You've already obtained the Platinum Trophy. What advice would you give YouTubers with very little subs to grow your channel? Advice I would give them: find a good upload schedule. Stick to it as much as you can. Try to collaborate with as many creators as you can. And just try to add your own taste. I mean, you don't want to look at what someone else has done and do the same thing. You want to add your own personal taste to it. You want to add your own something to make it yours. There's a lot of really great ideas that people like to take from, but you never flat out copy someone else's. You want to do something that makes you stand out. I think standing out gets you more attention, or at least that's just what I believe. Do I like energy drinks? Yes, Bear, I do. What is my favorite brisk drink flavor? Pink lemonade, easy. What is the coolest gift you were given? I think it depends on whether it was Christmas or birthday. You need to be specific. Alongside now and later's, what is my other favorite type of candy? Easy. Laffy Taffies. I got like a bunch of Laffy Taffies around my desk right now. Which, I do think this is a Wonker candy. Yeah, I think that was my favorite. I think that was my favorite Wonker candy. And then the Jawbreakers, if you guys remember those. I don't think they even sell Wonker chocolate bars anymore. I'm upset Mission Impossible 8 got delayed because they wanted to see the stunt. Okay. As soon as Spider-Man 2 came out, you play it 15 hours straight. Yeah, I don't even have time to do that anymore. I think if I had enough sleep and I didn't have work, like today on Wednesday is the only day I don't have work. If I had enough sleep, I think the most I could put into one session is somewhere between 6 to 8 hours. 10 if I'm really enjoying the game. So yeah. I see Metal Gear Solid 3, the end of Snake's story, and Metal Gear Rising, the continuation of Raiden's story. The problem is that Raiden's story ended at the end of MGS4. It was over. Like, he got his body back. He got Rose back. He got back with Rose, and he got to meet his son. Why wouldn't you want Raiden's story to end? Why would you want him to go back to being a cyborg? That's why I view Revengeance as like a what if it continued. But as far as I'm concerned, Raiden retired. He stopped. Thoughts on Batman movies and games ranking? I've done those. I know I've ranked the Batman games and the Batman movies. I've done all of those. Yeah, Jackie, I would suggest if you have time, look up through my playlist of my top 10s or worst to best. I know for a fact I've ranked those. No question. Yo, that board looks cool as hell. Where'd I get it? Might pick up one myself. I picked it up on Amazon. Just look up push-up board and you should see it. Here's a video idea. Your top 10 favorite. Okay, that's a good one. PS3 is my favorite. That is my favorite era of PlayStation, personally. I am trying to get ideas for like that would draw people in. That is a goal. Okay. Have I seen any of the Blade movies? Yes, I have seen all 3 of the Blade movies, with the second one being my personal favorite. The third one was just not very good, and I think the Spike TV series was just cheap looking. Just cheap. Did you walk, have someone give you a ride, or take the bus to go to school? I took the bus to go to school. There were times where if I lived far enough from the bus stop, primarily my dad, he would drive me to the bus stop, and then I would take the bus to school, and then sometimes I would walk home from the bus stop. Yeah, sometimes. How's my day going, Winter Ghost? It's going all right. How about yours? Have I seen the 2011 Adventures of Tintin movie? No, Sean, I have not seen that film. I'm trying to like rapid fire these questions because like I got like kind of distracted. Oh man, there's a lot. Oh Jesus. Top 10 best Batman Arkham series characters? Ooh. That would oh jeez, man, that's a lot. Do you think it's amazing how all the students and teachers are immortal to your killing curse? I just find it funny. Just funny. Have I seen Tim Burton's 2009 film called Nine? No, I have not. Okay. Top 10 best Batman Arkham series characters. I really couldn't come up with any. That would take a while. What kind of Fallout 4 settlement would I construct? I don't play Fallout at all, so I don't know what to construct. It's a version. Okay, it's a version of the quote from one Star Wars game. A character says, "May the Force be with you," and another character says, "Better yet, may it not be from the bad guys." I've never heard that, so I'll just take your word on it. Hey, what's up, Shadow Desus Gaming? It's been a while since I've seen you. Am I going to play? You're going to play Spider-Man 2? Yes, as soon as I find time. I might not just jump between several different games. What is my problem with Mass Effect? I don't have a problem. What are you talking about? I don't have a problem with Mass Effect. What makes you think I have a problem with Mass Effect? I did a whole video talking about how great Mass Effect was. What are you talking about? The first Mass Effect? Oh, I think it's just the controls. That's about it. But that again, that doesn't make it bad. It's just my least favorite, but that doesn't make it bad. I just think that the story's a little plain, and the controls aren't that great. What's my problem with Mass Effect 3? It's just the ending, but they fixed that. But everyone had a problem with the ending of 3. But heck, it's still my second favorite Mass Effect game. So, it's not really a problem anymore. Do I think that they will ever see a Force Unleashed remaster? I think one's coming out on the Switch. Like they're releasing this like 7 or 8 game Star Wars collection pack for the Switch that has like 7 or 8 games, and I know Force Unleashed is on there, so I think that may count as a remaster technically. What is my favorite Steven Spielberg film? Jurassic Park. Favorite type of pizza? Pineapple and ham. In fact, I ordered some pineapple and ham pizza yesterday, and I still have some, which I plan to finish. Were I Team Light or Team L? Definitely Team L. No question. You saw that scripted duel from Jack Atlas, and that was a great duel. I've never seen a deck. I've recently encountered a deck that can attack from defense mode. I've never seen that before, but heck, I just built a nice little ninja deck in Master Duel that, well, if I ran into an opponent that tried doing that, I could just attack them directly. So, but that was a great duel. Since the Kingdom Blade transforms in Kingdom Hearts 3, making the game easy, how do I feel about them making a return to Kingdom Hearts 4? I don't even know if I'm gonna play Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't know. At this point, if I'm not into the story, which makes no sense at this point, I'm like, I don't know what's the point. Okay, we're nearing the bottom. Would you consider a doctor non-essential when there is a fight brewing? I think it depends on the injuries. If I was given $1 billion, would I quit my job and do YouTube full time? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Haven't finished Metal Gear Solid 4, so forget what I said. Jackie, the idea for best horror movies, that's already an idea I'm working on. Dark Knight Trilogy or Arkham Trilogy, which is better? Ooh. Damn, that's tough. Man, that's real tough. That's impossible. Like, I'm trying to think. It's like, damn. Yeah, that's impossible for me to pick. I don't know which one's better. How was Mass Effect 1 story bland? I just thought it was bland because, like, I didn't really care much about Sovereign. I didn't find the characters that interesting. I think the characters, like, even your crewmates got more interesting in later games. Like, I love Liara and I love Tali, but my favorite period with Tali and Liara is I love Liara more in, like, Mass Effect 3. I love Tali more in 2 and 3. I love Garrus absolutely more in 2. Rex is he's okay, but I like Grunk more from 2. It just felt like character, like, because we were introducing these characters, it kept them very basic. And then as they got into future games, they got more interesting. That's just how I feel. Do I still work at the bowling alley? Yes, I do. You know, we had apparently another celebrity come in, I think 2 nights ago. I didn't see them, but apparently they were there, but I can't confirm. Salt Snake or Big Boss? Definitely Big Boss. Outside of Devil May Cry, what's my other favorite hack and slash franchise? God of War. And you don't have to answer this question, but if you don't, but how much have I made off of YouTube? Well, I just got demonetized earlier this year, and I have no idea why. I was trying to restart it today. Like, I think maybe the reason why my channel growth has gone down is because I'm not monetized anymore. So I have a theory that if you're monetized more and you're making money for YouTube, they're more willing to push your content. Because it, like, the only difference, like, I don't know what, like, dude, like, I've had, like, in terms of channel growth, I've had the worst year of channel growth I've had since my first year on YouTube. And that makes no sense at all. to have such a massive drop from last year. And I'm thinking the only thing that changed was I posted less content because I was working two jobs, but the bigger one was I was demonetized for something I don't even really understand. Like I tried restarting it yesterday and I got a notice. I got a notice really quick. Like usually they will take like a week or two to tell you, and they say that it's been rejected, and I have no idea why. Because I looked at other channels that do like exactly what I do, and they're still monetized. So I have no idea what's going on. Why don't I like Hitman games? I think it's just too much stealth. I like options. Like Hitman is too much stealth. It's kind of like Splinter Cell. Like at least Splinter Cell is a little bit more fun. Even though I don't play Splinter Cell either, so. Video idea. Show us your most powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay. Fine. Maybe I'll do like my top 10 favorite decks in Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel that I've built. At this point, I'm starting to think the algorithm might be blocking you. I'm thinking that too, and I have no idea why. I have no idea why. It makes virtually no sense for me to have over 80,000 subscribers and yet I struggle to get 100 views of video. That makes no sense. And it was only the last two Mortal Kombat videos. Those got to like 2,000 views like in a day. And I don't know why. And then when I posted my Mortal Kombat review, which I told everybody in both those videos that that's what these two videos were leading up to, hardly anyone has seen it. And I have no idea why. Like, I really think I need to like find like a YouTube coach or someone to look at this channel and tell me what changes do I need to make immediately in order to draw in more people, or do I need to hire someone to promote the channel more, or should I find other channels to collaborate more? That's my issue right now. Okay, and we're already past the starting point. So let me just knock out these last few characters and call it a day. Final question: do I like onion rings? Yes, Motor, I do. Assassin's Creed or Metal Gear? Which do I like? Is that a joke? Question. Shadow Odysseus Gaming, are you seriously asking me? Do I prefer Assassin's Creed or Metal Gear? I think that's a joke. Algorithm must be drunk again. I think it's been drunk for like 10 years. Like, I've been fighting the algorithm like since I started my channel. Thoughts on the Coastal Vigrum in Hogwarts Legacy? I thought it was okay. I love the music. That's cool. And do I collect comic books? No, but I have a few. Your thoughts on my question. What is my favorite part of Jack's duel with Gong? I just like the ending. I thought the ending was cool. Take care, man. Okay, well, I'm going to cut it there. I want to thank all of you guys for sending your awesome questions. We will be sure to continue this next week at the same time. And I'm going to take some of these ideas that I've gotten, as well as some ideas that I've gotten before. I'm going to start filming them and work on them. And definitely want to try uploading some videos between now and the next episode of the next Q&A. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome. And yeah. Okay, Shadow DC. Yes, it is Metal Gear. It is Metal Gear hands down. Assassin's Creed is great, but it doesn't even compare to Metal Gear. Metal Gear is my favorite video game franchise of all time, above any other. So, like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next week.